Taking responsibility, 350. This is a higher level one, but we're doing the higher level ones here. Unfortunately, we don't get to swap into Shandy. We're doing the higher level ones because I said so. No, because we want something that's going to potentially function with patrons, right? I want to be able to run some patrons. Like patron variants for influence and currency, and having some higher level ones that don't have like horrible restrictions. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I do have 2 blues. 350 is not. I want to go with like 400. I'm do it. Usually I'd want to go like 400 levels, but that's okay. Without Shandy, it may work out. Maybe this is the formation. Why not? Oh, 5 short folk lit. Short folk bond lit. That may be our first 4 quad bond, right? But and we got 5 out of it. What's our other set? Why is it not? Oh, 1 champion potpourri. Yeah. Wait, why does it say short focus 4? Oh, because it's already counting a Shara. All right, well, we got 4 at least. That's still broken. All right. Well, she gets a bond. She gets a bond now. Bond. Shara bond. All right. Taking responsibility is basically Ashara starts in the formation, cannot be removed or swapped out. And Ashara and champions with her bond, only those champions can deal damage. So this is just Ashara DPS. This is Ashara DPS. Fortunately, Fire Breath or click damage works, and I think Fire Breath damage works, so we're still fine. Well, there are 10,381 gems on our way to 12.5. Broad Air, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. That's a very nice number of subs that we have at the moment, but everyone's free to ruin that number. Which champions do I feel are early game speed champions? Shandy is the best one because you just don't. When I say early game, it's you get her and her speed just works. Deacon and Whittle are also good ones. Deacon just works. Whittle does have an item, but honestly, she just works with the people that are around her. Those 3 are really solid. It pickups in the early game. Doesn't mean you have to go for those first. I went Shandy first, and then I got Shandy, Briv, and Human. And we're gonna get more. So yeah. Yeah, Shevik, I mean, they do want speed champions to work in the back. They want everything to work in the background. They just aren't, to be honest, they aren't super committed to it. Or every new champion would have been made to work in the background from like by design, and every rework, during the seasons and stuff would have too. Wasn't a high priority. But it sounds like they're trying to make it a high priority now. But that means it's just new champions and ones that get reworked currently. Bard's Forge. Bard's Forge. Thank you for 3 months. Where did Forge come from? I don't know. It's been a long week. Been a long week. Dice Goblin, how many time gate pieces are needed for the event 2.0 to grab the maximum flex slots each month? 6. 6. Yeah. But it isn't so when the event drops on Monday the 1st, you will not need any time gate pieces. You will get 2 featured champions and a flex slot for free. On Wednesday the 8th, you will need 3 time gate pieces. On Wednesday the 15th, you will need 3 time gate pieces. Okay. And if you have the blessing for double drops and you have at least 1 patron available, then even if you use up all of your time gate pieces between now and the 1st, then by the time the 8th hits, you would have 3 again, right? So that's the way to think about it. If you don't have any of those, then you need 3 weeks. You need 15 days to get 3 time gate pieces. But yeah, it's just you need to save 3 for the 2nd week and 3 for the 3rd week. Cap the subs? No. No, are you kidding me? No. But yeah, if you have 1 patron if you have 1 patron accessed and you have the global blessing for double drops, then you will get 3 a week, so it won't even be an issue. If you get more than that, then yay for you, right? So yeah, you can use all of your 200 time gate pieces. Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Rafflin, you've been subbed by the Bard's Forge. Thank you for the gift sub, Bard's Forge. Now Rafflin doesn't have to worry about ad breaks. And they get some fun emotes.
Renzo, thanks.
Ooh. Moobot. Moobot. You've been gifted a gift sub. Moobot. You've been subbed. I don't know that Moobot can really truly appreciate that, but that's great. And now Moobot doesn't have to worry about ad breaks. Well, I don't know that Moobot was ever worried about ad breaks, but I guess now if I wanted to make Moobot's responses include one of my emotes, I could. Okay, we had a silver heavy chest. Let's open that. No, didn't get lucky. All right, now we're going for the gold chests. Hey, we got an epic leadership summit. Nice. Nice. Whoa, we got another epic. Devil Slayer. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, good. I'm like, man, we can't get another epic, but we did get the ball gown. We did get the blue gown for Havilar. Havilar got... This is the strangest set. I've got 2 greens, 2 blues, and 2 purples. Oh, I don't understand what just happened, but okay. We still need a blue damage all champions and a blue ultimate attack damage. But wow. Oh. I'll take it. I'll take it. It does mean our Electrums, you know. We're gonna pull a couple blues out of our Electrum pool, but that's fine. That's fine. Who's the best slot 6 champion? You have a Shard and nothing else. You either want Krull or Shandy. Honestly, you want both. You want Krull and Shandy in slot 6. Krull's going to be for pushing and gold find. Shandy's going to be for speed. Those are my other 2 champions here. I have them both. So, if things feel like they're moving really slow for you and you feel like you have a lot of power, go Shandy. If you feel like, you know, you're progressing fine, like time-wise, but you want more power and more favor, then you go Krull. You go Krull. Well, I know, but we're talking about a new account, folks. New account, not just look. If they're a newer player, then these are the really impactful choices, in my opinion. Dungeon Master isn't going to help a new player, really. Finn, meh. Finn is more like I don't know. Like I said, this method of just like at night putting people AFK in a patron free play is getting my challenges done without me having to worry about them. So I don't rate Finn that highly in that regard as a new player. And what? Shadowheart? I'd rather have, honestly, I'd rather have Krull or Shandy. Shandy can give you speed and push. I mean, Shandy has a buff, and it's a nice buff. So, you know, if you're on the fence, just pick Shandy and roll with it. Calgain again. I don't think so. Again, I've got look at what I've got done here. No Shandy. I mean, no Finn, and all done at night when I'm in bed, without me having to worry about it. We'll turn this one on probably tonight. So Finn really only matters, I feel like, if you're manually doing your challenges. But if you're background parting them or overnight, you know, offline progressing them like I am, yeah. Well, you said when you unlock patrons, and I have 2 patrons unlocked. You know, as you get more patrons, yeah, she's gonna help you by getting them done faster. But that doesn't mean you get her early on in the game. She's a mid-game pull. Maybe that's how I should. Maybe I should change my time gate priority recommendations. Because people don't really understand. They're like, oh, Garwar put this champion as an average priority pull. And it's like, well, yeah. Like, high priority is someone that you pull and they're going to do work for you the moment you pull them. That's the way my rating is. And then low is like, pfft, even after you get them, it's not really going to mean much, right? But maybe I should think about it as, maybe I should change those at some point to early game, mid game, late game. Would people even understand that, though? People asked for a time gate priority, and this is how I delivered on it. Like, they wanted a guide for what to pull in time gates, and this was how I decided to do it. But I don't know that I like it. I mean, I don't like it's really close to a tier list, so I don't like that at all. But champions that are just helpful out of the box and that don't need a lot of other champions are going to be high priority. Average priority is a champion that isn't necessarily helpful right out of the box or needs lots of other champions, specific champions, to make work. That's average. because there's too much going on there for you to just be like, oh, they're going to be great for you right away. Like, and then low priority is like, yeah, like Mehen is low priority because he just doesn't. He needs other champions to work well, and even then, right. But yeah, Shandy's good every phase of the game. Honestly, so is Kroll. That's why I say you can go either one of those two. From early, middle, late, end, they're good the whole time. You can easily soft cap again and again, but it takes a lot of time. Then you want Shandy, yeah. You want Shandy. 6 time gate pieces. My seats are 2 champs and 2, 4, 5, 6, and 11. 2, 5, and 6 in the next event. Correct. But who's got... Wait, hold on. You need 4. You mean 4 or 11, Hawk. 2, 5, and 6 are in the next event. 4 or 11. We talked about this earlier. 4 is Shandy. Like, open your time gate first. But if you don't get a 4 or 11, then 4 is Sentry. Excuse me. 4 is Sentry. And 11 you could wait and get Dragon Bait later. Or if you have to have someone now. Speed 11. Strongheart. I would still pull Strongheart. Yeah. I would still I would personally prioritize Strongheart over the rest of this seed. You already have Dragon Bait. Okay, good. Then I would say Strongheart. I guess you missed the Dark Urge, but yeah, I would say Strongheart. Strongheart's a event token scavenger, but that's not the big deal. That's just like a bonus. That's just a sweet bonus. The big deal is that Strongheart has a mop ability. Whenever he crits, he buffs the people around him. The more often he crits, the more often it stacks. Every time it buffs multiplicatively for the damage bonus, but it additively stacks an attack speed boost. He also gets it, so he basically speeds himself up. It's really good. It's really good. It's better when you add crit chance. He's got a feat for that. But if you can combine him like with a Catty Bree with her ultimate, can do some crit chance share. Yeah, there's stuff that's going on there. I would go stronger. Yeah, Russ is okay, but Russ kind of wants Merowyn. Strongheart in a Mithril Hall formation with Caddy's group crit bonus, 55% to crit. Yeah, that's wild. That's got to be a fun, man. I got to try that sometime. It's got to be a fun champions of the or companions of the hall. God, even I'm saying it now. Fun companions of the hall formation. I see what you did there, Cal. And yeah, that group specifically does all Icewind Dale content, right? Well, as long as Strongheart can get into the group. Wolfgar can pull everybody into Icewind Dale, but he can't pull Strongheart in. But yeah, slot 4 is Sentry. You don't want to think about Crux as slot 4 because Crux is so far away. That's why you don't really want to think about Alcoria either for 10. Like Dragon Bait is an okay early one, but you can usually split the party the first time now before ever getting Dragon Bait. Not always, but I did. Surprised the hell out of me. I mean, I'm fairly close to split the party too, and I still don't have Dragon Bait. I still don't have Dragon Bait. All the announcements went up for them. Like next week, let me see. I think the newsletter. This is the newsletter from my main account. I want to be clear, so I got it early. I only have Celeste and Nile, so I can open this because I'm not waiting for those others. I got garbage. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. But better than nothing. I guess. It's gonna be a while before the newsletter for this account comes out. But you can use a newsletter on any account. You can just only use one. We need 350 or 220 on our click damage. All right. You know what I want to do? I want to double check this. Yeah, anybody who was playing on Steam and got the giveaway got a huge speed boost to their game progress. And I don't just mean because Lae'zel is a speed champion. I mean the amount of power you got out of that giveaway is a big deal. Yeah. But I started this account without any giveaways, so you can still do well even without them. Wow, you can already clear 1,000 with the Steam giveaway? That's wild. That's wild. That's a bit ridiculous. That really then prioritizes that what you want in all of your time gates, natural time gates, chosen time gates, all of it. What you want is speed champions. You want speed champions, 100% speed champions, because that run has got to be so slow. That run has got to be so slow. Okay, this is what I wanted to check. Okay. Okay. I have corrected somebody on the internet who was wrong. Nip alert freaks you out every time. I just so I got into having it give me that. I could turn that audio thing off, and I guess maybe now I should, uh, but back in the day, so this is a program that I downloaded and installed because of working my community management contracts. And when you're oh man, this is going to be super judgmental. But you know what? Table stakes. If you're doing things correctly in your community, whenever you're making an action, like you're moderating a post or deleting a comment or whatever, screenshot, and it goes into a spreadsheet. Or the way we did it is there was a Google form, and you entered the information into a Google form every action you took on someone in the community went into the form, and you just submitted it, and that went into a spreadsheet that your community lead, which was me in one case, could then review all of it and make sure that all the actions were correct, right? So I use this program because you can snippet a section, you can do a whole screen, you can do all of your screens, so it's super customizable, and then it automatically set it up and link it to an account, like an online account, and it'll automatically upload the image to that account. In my case, I use Imgur, and then that little ding is it telling me that not only did it took a screenshot. That's the first sound, and then the second sound is like ding. It's uploaded, it's available, and it automatically adds the link to your clipboard, so you can just immediately copy paste it somewhere. So super fast. And while I was filling out the other things, I would just wait for the ding, and then I'd know I could then copy the link in and submit my form, right? So I could be super fast, because you got to be super, especially if you're dealing with like a live chat. You got to be super. Well, other places you didn't have to be that fast, but especially when I was working and doing live moderation on a streaming service with like 100,000 people in chat. You gotta be quick. Well, when there was that much, they were like, unless it's major, unless you're banning someone, you don't need you don't have to do it, because like it was. Ugh. There were times when I was the sole moderator in with 150,000 people watching a stream for an event, and they were just like, no, just time them out, and unless it's unless it's absolutely horrible, then don't worry about where you're going to ban them, then don't worry about it. But I still have that program set up the way that I always used it. I haven't changed it. Hey, Lurking Rider. The blog gives 3 examples of knocking for Diana. Correct. What happens for the bottom? I don't know. Nothing. I had the same question, Ladiath. What happens if she's on the bottom of a column? I don't know. I think maybe the top meant top or bottom, but it doesn't say that. So yeah, I'm curious as well. I am curious as well. Like I said, normally I would ping Sean, since he's the community manager, but Sean's on vacation, so. Yeah, if you want to Like they're the one thing that you kind of got to do if you're going to professionally manage a community. Keep receipts. Keep receipts. Before you delete stuff, you better screenshot it. In case someone gets super pissy and tries to lie about what you deleted, which happens a lot. Shocker. People lie about what you hold them accountable for. Bring Mars to ask Justin the next time the two sit down. No. I mean, we'll find out on Wednesday. 30 minutes left on the potion, and we're 2/3 of the way through this. I feel like a little over 2/3. Yeah, people lie on the internet all the time. Never mod while drunk. Yeah, that's a big takeaway as well. Yes. Yeah. This is also why I'm a big proponent of pay your moderators. Moderation is a professional job. You gotta have something to lose as a moderator. Like if you haven't, like, I don't understand if people are like, oh, I'm a company that makes money off this community. I'm just gonna not pay moderators, but give them the power to destroy my community. What? Like, I don't understand that. Because over moderation and under moderation can destroy your community. Reddit says hello, yeah. Twitch too. Oh my god. But I'm talking about like game studios. Game studios know better. Game studios know better. And all you got to do is upset a volunteer mod with the slot. You could just I don't know. You could make an offhand comment and it upsets them and you don't know why, and then they'll burn your community to the ground. I mean, we basically, oh man, I got dragged in as a mercenary mod once. I hated it. I was like, ooh. I learned my lesson. Sometimes you learn lessons in life, folks, and this was one for me. My supervisor comes to me and he goes, I need you for an emergency job. It's short term. And you can't ask who it's for. And I should have just been like, no. I should have just said no. Folks, if anybody ever comes to you like that, just say no. J-Dog, you've been subbed. Courtesy of Texag. Thank you, J-Dog. But yeah, if somebody ever comes to you and says something like that, just say no. Trust me. Say, Garwar told me to tell you no. Then blame it on me. Blame it on me. Man. So basically I got dragged in. There was an online forum created by some guy, and he had all volunteer moderators. And then it came out that guy was his supreme jerk face in the ways I'm sure you can imagine came out with stories and lawsuits, right? And all of his moderators basically just all got together and were like, "Oh no, this doesn't fly. Nope, nope, nope." Like, and yeah, and I got mercenaried in to just try to stop the burning. And I was like, I got there and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, I want it to burn down. I want the whole thing to burn to the ground. I want the whole thing to burn to the ground too. I get why they did this, but you think the idle? Oh my god, lost a minute. This is funny. This makes me laugh. I don't know. Maybe it is. Nowadays, I doubt it. I don't know. I refuse to use Idle Champions Discord because they are over modded. I don't go to the Idle Champions Discord because they were so under moderated. I got harassed out of it on 2 separate occasions, and they did nothing about it. I used to have a special like tag to my name. I don't even remember what it was called anymore, but it basically created a target on my back, and people would just harass me, and they didn't do anything about it. Finally, I asked them to remove it. I was like, since you're not going to protect me in the Idle Discord, remove the thing. And they were like, well, we can do both. And I'm like, what? If you could have done both, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So I don't have that tag anymore. I think I have an alpha tester tag now, but I stay offline and nobody can see me. And I only go in the combinations channel, really. So if they've gotten to the point where they're over moderated, honestly, that's a better turn for them than having content creators in their community get harassed out of their Discord. Just watched the YouTube video for Diana again, where she's on the bottom of con. Looks like she also knocks upwards. So yeah, I think it's just when she's on the top or bottom, right? So I think it meant to say top or bottom, which means since it just says top, that means that when she's on. No, I'm not going to do that joke because she's 14. No. So yeah, top or bottom is probably what it's supposed to say. If your boss says you need to come in for an emergency, it'll also say Garwood told me no. I mean, honestly, I guess it depends on like what your job is and what they mean as an emergency. I mean, I've been in some situations where like I worked. So back when I was in California, I don't know if California still works this way. Back when I was living in California and I was in college, I was working at a Jamba Juice, and the way it worked there was at the time, maybe it still does, is it didn't matter how many hours in a day you worked when it came to overtime. What mattered was how many hours in a week. And what would happen is I would work my shift, and then someone on the next shift would call in sick, and I would get basically told, we need you to work the next shift, because I was a lead at the time. Like, we need you to work this next shift, and then we'll just find someone to cover one of your other shifts this week. So I'd end up having to work a double, but not get paid overtime for it, because they would cover my other shifts so that they didn't have to pay me overtime. If you're in that situation, if that's how your job works and they're like, come in, it's an emergency, then yeah, tell them Garwar said no. Garwar said I can't. Because that's manipulation of a workforce. I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that. Or when content creators pick fights with Discord members. Are you calling me out or somebody else? I absolutely. If someone in their Discord was being an asshole, yeah. If their moderators aren't taking care of it, I'm gonna shut them down. That's one of the reasons Oh, someone else. Well, I mean, I did that. It's one of the reasons that a lot of people would harass me in there is because they didn't like that I would hold people accountable for being a bigoted jerk when the moderators weren't doing it. So, yeah, I'd call them out on being a jerk. Somebody had to. The moderators weren't doing it. That was back before they had volunteer moderate, I think. I think it was just staff in there moderating at the time. Find that only the internet because the anonymity is like the Far West? No, it's not. It's not being an anonymous. It's not being anonymous. Facebook can tell you people have their real government names on Facebook, and they'll still be a big ass jerk to people. It is an anonymity. It isn't. What if they offer an emergency bonus? Ooh, I don't know. Then it's up to you. Like, what kind of bonus? I mean, at one of my jobs, if we worked holidays, we got double time and a half. Not just time and a half, double time and a half. I volunteered for holidays. Double time and a half? Yeah, I'll work on the holidays. I wasn't going anywhere anyway. Nowadays, they change it to over 8 hours as mandatory overtime. That's fantastic. It should be. As it should be. But back then, it was just over 40 in a week. You got a month's pay for 3 hours of work. Nice, McTribble. Now that's the kind of stuff I'm down for. If they're gonna seriously give you a bonus for showing up for an emergency, absolutely. Or look, if your job is literally emergency services, I think it's in the title. Show up for your emergencies. But you know, I think people know what I'm talking about. Like when you work the shitty jobs and your employers take advantage of you. Yeah, no, I'm not down for that. I don't even want to. I even want to read that Lurking Rider? I mean, I understand the argument, but if I go over there and it doesn't point out, it doesn't actually point out the whole point, then I'm gonna get upset. So I'm afraid to click that link. Well, 40 is usually full time. Usually, if you're working part time, they still don't have to pay you overtime unless you're. I don't know. I've never been asked in a part time job to work over 40 hours a week, so I know that when I was working through a third party contractor, the most hours I could work was 60 in my state. Some hours you couldn't even work 60, or some states you couldn't work 60 in, but here I could work 60 hours, which was a lot, folks. That was a lot. But at the time it was that or problems, so. Manager, if you work overtime with less than 72 hours notice, you can't be asked to drop a shift in the same week. Interesting. That's good. I mean, that's kind of the right. That's better. I still think hey, if you work over 40 hours a week, you'd get overtime no matter what. And they can't make you drop shifts. I don't know, but at least that's towards the better side. Steph wasn't even was employed for the new I read manuals to pass the time. Nice. Nice. I think it's. I don't know. People like to throw out these. You're trying to say being tolerant and stuff, but you don't like what I'm saying. It's like I don't want to use the term tolerant anymore. Farm work is 60 hours for full times before overtime. That's bullshit. Screw that. No, screw that. I was a nurse for a bit. The pay can be good, but their hours are wild. 12-hour shifts. Well, yeah, 12-hour shifts. Yeah, but usually isn't it like? Well, I guess it depends on where you're at. So usually, the places that I knew, because I have family and friends who have been nurses, and they're in different places, so different rules exist. Um, but like they would have like 10-hour shifts, but they'd work 4 10s and they'd be off for 3 days. They get three days off. If they were working 12-hour shifts, it was usually three of them. But overtime sounds more like you're in an emergency room situation, and that could be vastly different. I don't know. You work 40 hours a week, then you're full time, and now they have to have your health insurance. I think that's the rule for most full time employment jobs. But here's the rub. This is why so many jobs become independent contract work. When you're a contractor, they don't have to give you any benefits. They just have to pay you. Which is why so many jobs nowadays get contracted out. Hey, we're almost done. We almost did it. Yeah, Necronus. If they're not going to pay you to do if they're going to make you do the work of a supervisor and not pay you to be a supervisor, been there on a couple occasions. Definitely have. I get it, but yeah.